Welcome back to Mud Lake Ranch. Today we're here with a unique and interesting trail camera or wildlife monitoring solution, the iZeeker trail camera. This is a new innovation in wireless camera technology in that this provides you with 360-degree coverage that you can control from your phone on demand. So you can get video, photos from wherever you are as long as this is connected to a cellular network. So as long as you have cellular, this can monitor your home, your camp, the great outdoors, your deer woods. So anywhere you have a cell signal, this is a solution. The iZeeker also is battery operated, so you do not need electrical power to operate it, and it has a solar charger included with the device. So we're going to get started right now. I've actually had this out of the box already, but your first step is going to be to charge the unit. Now, we're going to get this open and show you a few of the things inside. It comes well packaged. It has the information on how to activate your cellular plan. You will need a cellular plan. It does come with a 30-day 300 megabyte test plan, and we'll get into what it costs for a regular subscription in just a moment. First up, you got your solar panel and your cord. So it's got ample cord so that if you have this position in a position, so that if you have this position in a place that doesn't have good sunlight, you have a little bit of cord to work with to get yourself away from the device and into a sunny spot. The camera itself features dual antennas. It is intended to be mounted upside down. Well, what I would consider upside down, just by looking at her. It mounts with camera facing down. It has two-way audio communication, so if you want to talk to your deers, you can. Or if you want to talk to the person at your house, if you're monitoring your house with this unit, you can. It has a built-in battery. You're not to drill into the device. It has a mounting bracket that goes on the back here. And there is your mounting plate. You will attach this to a wall or a tree or to a hunting blind or wherever you're going to be monitoring. It does come with a piece of paper that has the screw pattern, but if you're familiar with how to operate a drill and a screw, you shouldn't need the drill pattern unless you're mounting it to sheetrock. Then you might want to add wall anchors or something like that. So there's the positioning screw pattern. This is actually a sticker, so you can apply it to the surface. You're going to put the wall anchors in so that you have perfectly aligned holes. It does come with a 32 meg micro SD card. This is super handy and smart of them to include because the last trail cameras I installed do not include the required SD card. And then here's your wall anchors and your screws, and your wall anchors and additional screws. This clearly slides directly into here and snaps into place. This device here, I don't see what it hooks to. I'm gonna have to use the owner's manual for the first time in my life. Yeah, it's bam, done. There's no screws. The charging port is not there. Up on top here is where you're going to find your spot for your SIM card and your micro SD card. To charge the device, before you actually use it, you have to charge it first. You're going to see on top, between the antennas, there's a little rubber cap. The center of the little rubber cap does come out, and I thought that's all that had to be removed to charge the device, but actually the entire rubber thing needs to come out for you to be able to charge it. I was trying to charge it with just the center pulled out, and no lights come on or anything, and then I realized that the rubber surrounding this was too thick for my USB-C to actually reach the prongs to charge the thing. So possibly this center part will work with the solar charger, which I hope, because I don't want to leave it wide open having that whole plug pulled out. But we'll get to that in just a moment. I don't even know where I'm positioning this thing. Let's find out what to do with that bracket there. This mount here is actually for use with your solar panel. It has the same type of adapter that a tripod might have, giving you the ability to position this on whatever surface you're applying it to. This is most likely a tree for me. and then you'll be able to pivot it to face the direction of the sun. Before you get too far into this thing, you do have to download and register an app. So your SIM goes on the right, your TIFF or micro SD card goes on the left. This button, which doesn't look like a button, has a little power button indicator next to it, is your power button, and the left side here, that is your reset button. They're positioned on the bottom of the unit, so you want to make sure that this rubber cap is fully inserted when you install the unit on the tree or out on your house. And then this is your charging port. You see the center comes out. I had to take the whole thing out to charge this in my house with my micro USB, or no, USB-C, sorry. And so the whole rubber thing does come out if you need to. Both are positioned on the bottom of the unit when it's positioned in a tree or on a house, so that all the water doesn't just pour into these little rubber caps. So that's actually good that that's positioned in that way. You will be able to position your antennas up or down once this is installed. Maybe you want to do one up, one down. That's up to you. All right, we're going to read some more instructions and make sure we understand how to activate that TIFF card, which just blew away. So your SIM card is located inside this little pamphlet here. This is it on this card. It's not wanting to come out of there very easy. I might have to cut it out, I'm not positive. Don't throw this package away right away. You're going to scan this QR code to get to the club, and you do need to get the number off the SIM to activate it, and keep your ICC ID number. So you can take the card out to read it, but if you want to note that maybe in your iPhone notes, maybe a good idea, and choose the plan you like. This is supposed to come with a 30-day free. Works with Verizon, AT&T, and T-Mobile. It works on a 4G cellular network, and it is intended for multiple devices. It looks like drones, some sort of communication device, trail cameras, surveillance cameras, and it looks like trail camera or surveillance camera like this one. Like I said, this operates on a 4G cellular network, 360-degree viewing angle, two-way audio, so you can talk to the camera and the camera can talk back to you if you want to hear what people are saying, or if the animals are making noise or whatever. And solar powered to keep this thing charged, reliably out in the field from a remote location. SIM installation was easier than I expected. You simply insert the card. There's nobody to contact, no setup involved at all. Just insert the card, reset the device, and you're good to go.
Insert the SIM card, install the camera, install the antenna, then power on the device. The blue LED will light up after about 1 minute. Click Next. Scan the QR code on the camera to connect to your phone. Enter the camera name and address. Using default name and address can go to the next step directly. Camera installed successfully. Fully charge the camera at first use.
All right, we got this thing activated. One important thing to note is when you go to first use it, you have to turn it on, and then you have to hold the reset button until it says system reset, or you can't activate the camera. I've never had to reset a device to start using a device, but this one you do. And then it fired it up. We are on like 1 bar of horrible Verizon service back here at the lake, and it transmits video no problem. Hopefully I'm able to demonstrate that for you in the video footage, the B-roll. I'm gonna go get this thing mounted up somewhere. I gotta figure out where I want to put it first. Right now it's on, it's active, it's recording us talking here right now. It does have about a 10-second delay. I had Parker run out from the pavilion, and I couldn't figure out why he wasn't on camera, and then eventually he come running out on camera a little while later. So it's got about a 10-second-ish delay, and works good so far. We're going to get this thing put up into a permanent location where we're going to actually use it to monitor our deer and other wildlife activity. We could leave it down here at the lake, but I'd rather have it on something I actually want to see, like game. And we'll show you that set up and If you're interested in purchasing this unit, there will be a link pinned in the comments below. We're gonna go install this camera. I have it on the seat next to me. Did a little something different. You get to see that in a sec. I mounted it so I can get it in the center of a field and up in the air. Because I was thinking if I don't really want it in the woods, because, well, for my uses, my woods is forest is extremely thick, and having 360-degree view in the woods is actually not ideal here, because usually if you're in one spot you can't see only 10 feet behind you, and our shooting lanes are limited. So out in the middle of an open field is the ideal situation. So we're going to go set this thing up so I can monitor my fields almost 360. We'll show you what that looks like, and we'll give you a little first-hand view of the ride back there. It's not only intended for trucks, but we'll make it happen. I got one of my microphones mounted up on my mirror, so I got to keep an eye on that in case it gets knocked off. Kind of want to give you the outside of the truck noise. Almost got knocked off by the first branch we went through. The mic's still on. Almost lost it. Slowed down too much there. Almost got stuck. Had to put it in 4-wheel, but I won't need that anymore. This little field here, we actually don't hunt much, but it would make a good field for archery because it's super limited on how far you can actually see. But also, if they're out feeding in that small field, at least you'll have a shot wherever they are. Okay. Despite how dry it's been, here we're coming up on what I use as a shooting range sometimes.
I'm reporting you to the cops.
But this little strip allows me to shoot 100 to this tree with a board on it, 150 I think to the back of the line there. Alright, still got our mic, so that's good. Recording outside of the vehicle. This is the field that I want to monitor. I do have a Tacticam on that post. I don't have anything on this one in the middle. The one in the middle is just marking a rock, so I don't hit it anymore. We tilled this and then, or plowed it and then didn't plant, so it became a. Don't got any holes. It does. Sweet. What I rigged up here is I took a 2x4 and I attached the mount to it, and then I attached the mount for the solar panel on the opposite side. This gives me the ability to mount this thing on an upside down fence post. I'm not really sure why it's hammered in upside down, but the fence post has holes that I'll be able to run the screws through, and it will elevate me above this tall grass that might trigger the camera, and also give me a little more height. I've had bears actually steal my trail cameras previously. All right, we got the camera installed, and one step you don't want to forget is to turn the camera on, which I've done. The light is indicating blue, so it should be transmitting. I'm going to pull open the app here and then show you how you can swivel that and use it to monitor remotely. All right, so we're filming using the camera itself now. So on your screen here, I'll do a screen capture real quick, but you're able to control the camera and you can pan it. Got deer flies all over me. You pan it both directions to give you an idea of how far of your range is. It says 360. We're going to go right around by past that 2x4 now. Camera's on the 2x4 now. Okay, let's go back the other way. It doesn't completely spin around. Oh, deer fly. Take the full pan here. I have trouble seeing the screen with my glasses on. Full pan. That's as high as it actually triggers up. I'm going to put this in a position that makes sense for observing the field, getting the best triggers. This is what I consider the back corner of this field, and there's a run that comes out. Let me see if I can get that on camera. So that one concern I have about mounting it this way is that it might get triggered motion just from if there's a heavy wind that causes this to move. I don't see this. It didn't pop up on my screen that motion was detected. So maybe, oh, there it is. Yep, see, detected motion. I'm not in line with the camera. That type of movement will trigger the device. So I might end up moving this to a tree. I really didn't want to have to because I wanted it out in the open where I could get the most use out of that 360-ish degree field of view. All right, final thoughts on the iZeeker 360-degree camera. First thing, I said you needed to retain this card to up your plan. You can do that right from the app. The number on your SIM card is actually this barcode here, but it is also on the app. If you click on your settings for more information, your SIM number is there as well. So you don't need to retain this, don't need to note it. You will have it on the SIM card and you have it in the app. The data plan, it burns up quick. I'm down to 94 megabytes of the 300 and it's the first day. I did download videos from the device, which I think burned up a bunch of the data. It's transmitting it from the device to my phone. So I think if you pulled the SIM card, you'd probably be saving a bit of data there. I've also watched it quite a bit. So yeah, 300 megabytes is going to be burned up in 24 hours of me setting up this camera. So the plans, I will flash those up on the screen for you. I do like the camera. Funniest thing, you'll see there's an alarm on the camera. That actually is an audible alarm. So if you wanted to deter somebody on your property, your home or whatever, an audible alarm goes off. Last night, it got a deer. So I went back and I found videos and there was one that had a deer in it and it walked too close to the camera and the camera alarm went off, frightening the animal away in the dark. So not a great way to keep deer on your property. So the alarm is now off. I got a few more videos that I'll put up here of some turkeys and some baby turkeys that were out in that field just shortly after I set the camera up. Time will tell. I'll leave it in the comments below if I have any issues with it. So as time goes on using it, I will update you in the comments on how this thing's going, whether or not I've abandoned it or whether I'm loving it. But we're going to get set up with a real plan because the trial is going to be out in less than a day, not 30 days. And we'll be giving away one of these soon. I'll do a sweeps in the coming days. And if you want to enter that, go to mudlakeranch.com/giveaway And if this sweepstakes is already over by the time you're watching this, there's likely something else there at this time. This camera, like a regular trail camera, does capture video on motion, and there's no way to set it to photo or video as far as I can tell. At every detection, it records and saves it to the TIFF card inside the camera, so the micro SD, and then you can download those from the app to your phone. And bizarrely, when I've tried to add those videos to Adobe, the editor, video editor I use, the audio vanishes. So I've been doing screen recordings of the videos from the camera so that I can keep the audio in there, which is really weird. But anyway, it does record audio. It does record, save the detections, and records the entirety of when something in motion is on camera. So you'll see the turkey video is 150 seconds and the deer video was shorter because it ran out of the screen. So it does act like a trail camera in addition to being a 360 monitoring device, in addition to being able to watch and record from your screen if you want to manually do that. So far so good on transmission and video quality, and the audio is neat that you can transmit audio back and forth. So far I like it. I think it's going to cost a lot of money to keep this thing up and online, so check the comments to see how we're doing with it. Thank you for watching this episode of Mud Lake Ranch on the iZeeker 360-degree trail monitor camera that operates on cellular. If you found this video useful, helpful, or interesting, please hit that thumbs up and subscribe.